Start now, ma'am.
It's raining here. Okay, can you hear me?
Start, ma'am. Start your presentation.
Okay, so I will proceed. Can I proceed now? Can I proceed now?
Start, ma'am. Start. Start your presentation.
Okay. Can I proceed? Okay, ready?
Ready, ma'am. Start.
Can I proceed now?
Start, ma'am. Start your presentation. Your voice is
Okay, I
audible to
will
us.
start. The title, okay, timer starts now. So, International Researcher Brainstorming 2K20. The title of the study is Brain School Practices and Challenges, Groundwork for a Sustainable Development Program by Dr. Jennifer Muasar from the Department of Education Philippines. Next slide. Today, 21st century school administrators are faced with an intense demand for efficiency and effectiveness in the search for quality education. Schools play a vital role in environmental development, sustainability, and dissemination of ideas. This requires teachers, researchers, students, administrators, and community to come up with action plans to make sure that education supports the development of environmental awareness and sustainability. Next slide. A school is considered as eco-friendly if it has environmental policies and programs on physical cleanliness and beautification, for energy and water conservation, waste reduction, segregation, recycling and composting, pollution control, gardening, climate change adaptation, and disaster risk reduction management. Sustainable and eco-friendly schools are those that can initiate and integrate and maintain their instruction, research and administration environment-related programs. So that's a consideration and how we can make our schools sustainable. Next slide. For the related literature, it is Regional Memorandum number 145, series of 2015, or the commonly known as the Core on Implementation of the Green School Program, the Green DepEd NCR, RA 9152, or DepEd Order 5260 series of 2011. The annual National Search for Sustainable and Eco-Friendly Schools, and the latest flagship of DepEd, Saligan 2022, and advertising sa mapagpalayang edukasyon, and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So kindly proceed with the next slide. Furthermore, green school practices must be imparted to its target groups such as environmental awareness, ecological knowledge, attitudes, values, commitment for environmental awareness, ecological knowledge, and other things, and ethical responsibilities for rational use of resources and for sound and sustainable development. To comply with UN's Monday, Republic Act 9512 of the National Environmental Awareness and Education Act regulated schools involvement. So for the research objectives, the first one, determine the green school practices implemented by the public secondary schools in Quezon Province in terms of toxic production, indoor and outdoor quality and acoustical performance, resource sustainability, green health space, health and wellness, environmental literacy, preparedness, safety and security, linkages and networks. For the second objective, uncertainty common barriers for challenges that hinder the implementation of green school practices in terms of financial constraints, co-location, time schedule, students and teachers' knowledge and attitudes, stakeholder support, order implementation. And for the third objective, determine if there is a significant difference in the useful practices and challenges in the implementation among public schools in the four congressional districts and present problems. And the fourth, create a sustainable green school development program suited for schools in a different province in the Philippines. So next slide, please. For the research locale, so we're now in methodology for the next slide. Okay, so this study was conducted in selected schools in the province of Quezon, representing four congressional districts. For the research design, this study employed a mixed methodology about quantitative and qualitative approaches in the data collection and analysis process. It is a descriptive comparative design in nature since it deals with the current conditions and the present facts concerning green school practices and the barriers or challenges that hinder the implementation in the schools for congressional districts. Furthermore, the researcher engaged sequential explanatory design strategy. The process involves gathering and analyzing of quantitative data first, then followed by gathering and analyzing qualitative. The use of qualitative results is to assess, interpret, and strengthen the findings of the quantitative study. Okay, so next is the respondents in the qualitative participants in the study were selected teacher coordinators, and going back, they were chosen purposefully since they have characteristics and designations in the past suited for the attainment of the objectives. For the statistical treatment, we have used the WAM or the weighted mean as well as ANOVA for getting the relationship and the coding for the qualitative side. So based on the following, I have analysis and findings. For the first objective, here are the findings. As the green school practices implemented by the public schools in Quezon Province, Philippines, it was observed by the respondents that the following is a competition under toxic production, indoor and outdoor quality and acoustical performance. It has 3.20 observable. Resources sustainability is observable with 2.94. Greenhouse space is highly observable with 3.32 weighted mean. Health and wellness is observable with 3.72 weighted mean. Environmental literacy is observable with 3.20 weighted mean. Preparedness, safety, and security is observable with 3.27 weighted mean. Languages and networks is 3.30 weighted mean. So moreover, in that qualitative phase of the study revealed that the most common practice is sporting. So what is sporting? Greenhouse space. While the least practice is for your resource sustainability. So part of documentation further revealed that all the schools have gardens, trees, and healthy spaces for students and teachers, while the most striking points of blocks were about improper collection, segregation, and disposal of garbage in schools. For the second findings on objective number 2, next slide please. As to the common barriers or the challenges posted on the next slide, okay, so the barriers are the implementation of the green school practices are the following. So going back to the slide, please, on findings number 2, financial constraints was agreed with 3.01. Kindly go back with the slide on findings number 2. It is financial constraints agreed with 3.01. Location was agreed with 3.05. and the time schedule was agreed with 3.04. Students and teachers' knowledge and attitude was agreed with 3.17, and stakeholder support was agreed with 2.87. Order implementation was also agreed with 3.20 weighted mean. Moreover, in-depth interview revealed that the most common barrier is the principal practices among public secondary school in a core congressional district in terms of quarterly greenhouse space and core six. Preparedness, safety, and security. For the next slide on findings number 3. For findings number 3, there is no significant difference in grade school practices among public secondary school in terms of greenhouse space and for six preparedness, safety, and security with one significance level of 0.001, but generally the average shows no significant difference at all. For 3 and for 6 got the first two highest average weighted means for the 7 course of the green school practices. There's no significant difference that hinder the implementation of green school practices because 5 out of 6 barriers were being seen and was strongly agreed with them. In-depth interview revealed that part respondents declared that their great teachers and students and shown proper documentation problem. Their problem is sustainability, and it can hinder people's lack of awareness in discipline. Okay, so let's have findings number 4. For findings number 4, a sustainable green school development program suited for schools in Quezon Province was created, giving emphasis on increasing the awareness and willingness of concerned partners to sustain green school practices, giving more strength to portray resources sustainability and addressing solutions to barriers in implementation of the programs. Okay, so let's now proceed with the conclusions. Let's now proceed with the conclusions. Okay, kindly proceed with the slide. Greenhouse space rank as the most common green school practices in the 4 congressional districts of Quezon Province due to the following existing policies on gulayan sa paaralan, school inside the garden or SIGA program, national greening program, and with resource sustainability regarded as their weakness due to unsustainable production in the maintenance of school resources. For the second conclusion, the greatest barrier in the implementation of green school practices in the 4 congressional districts
Ma'am, can you
of Quezon
conclude?
Province is the order implementation.
Can you conclude?
Okay, so yes, can you still hear me?
Can you conclude?
Teachers' knowledge and attitude due to lack of monitoring and evaluation on the part of policymakers and the lack of awareness and discipline on the part of the students and teachers. For the results and findings number 3, results also show that there's no significant difference on the barriers of implementation of green school practices, and it was failed to be rejected. This implies that responses did not vary across the 4 congressional districts. Therefore, same recommendations can be given. For the last findings, a sustainable green school development program is a constant tool for raising awareness on the different forms of green school practices by addressing schools' weaknesses and enhancing their strengths and leading to sustainability of the programs. Okay, for the next slide, for the implications, the results and output of the study seem beneficial to school heads, teachers, and students in Quezon, in the Philippines. Okay, so it is a good potent tool, and uh, implementing the goal-weighted activities that could enhance awareness and active participation in schooling is a great way, and the materials be helpful in developing further the green school practices in Quezon Province in the Philippines. Okay, so the next slide shows the references that I have used in the study. Okay, so
Hello,
here are some
hello,
of the references.
hello,
And that's the end of the presentation.
hello.
Well, ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am. Can you unmute your audio and video, please, ma'am?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. Daughter Sri Vijaya,
Yes,
ma'am,
sir.
kindly unmute your audio and video, please.
Yes. Yes. Is it audible, sir?
Yeah, ma'am. Can you unmute your video also, ma'am? Means we are
Yeah,
recording your
sure.
presentation. Well, ma'am, is the screen is visible to you, ma'am?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Well, continue, ma'am.
Okay. So, good afternoon, one and all. The topic that I have selected for this presentation is stress management herbal approaches. And I'm working as an associate professor at Periyar College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. So, what do you mean by stress? In the present scenario, we are all being locked, and we are in the so-called lockdown period, and many of us are undergoing stress to many times a day. And so, what is the meaning of stress? How it originated? The very word stress originated from the Latin term stringi. It means to drawn tight. Next slide, please. Next slide, sir. Yes. So what is stress? It is a reaction generally people they undergo when they are going to be under peer pressure. They have more worries and they are unable to cope up with their worries. So we know what do you mean by stress. Yes, next slide, please. So how to manage stress? There are various ways to manage stress. So what are the easier ways during this lockdown period? So I just found that these are all some of the simpler techniques which we can adopt for managing the stress. We can just look into Ayurveda, one of the ancient system of medicine. We can concentrate in our nutrition. We can concentrate in our lifestyle management. The herbs, a number of herbs are around us. The medicinal plants are around us, and as we in the recent days we also observed international yoga day, so we are also very particular in concentrating on yoga. So all these aspects we can just look into for managing the stress. Next slide, please. So coming to herbs, that is going to be the topic, but fruits also, because we have a regular practice of consuming fruits, and the nutritionists, dietitians recommend us to take more amount of fruits. So the oranges, they are called citrus fruits as they are rich in going to be vitamin C. So what the researchers have suggested is they are rich in vitamins, and thereby they are helpful to reduce the stress hormones and also to boost our immunity and lowering the blood pressure, as well as an important aspect, it also acts on the cortisol hormones, the stress hormones, thereby it helps to reduce the stress. Next slide. Avocados. So this is another one fruit many of us might be aware and might have taken this avocado fruit. This is helpful to reduce the blood pressure, and it is also having more amount of potassium in it, and it is having more potassium than a medium sized banana. and the main constituent is it is having guacamole. It is a better healthy alternative for carving this stress. Next slide. Next slide, sir. So the almonds. So many of us, we just used to have a discussion in a family that nuts are good for health. Yes, of course, the almonds are very much good for health. They are rich in vitamin E. They boost the immune system, as well as they are rich in B vitamins, B complex, and they are also very much helpful against this stress. The berries. Yes, sir. The next slide. The berries. There are many berries like blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, raspberry, and all. Especially these blueberries, they are having more antioxidants, anthocyanin like compounds in them, which just helps to come out of stress. Next slide. Broccoli. So this vegetable broccoli, which belongs to the cabbage family, it is fully packed with B complex vitamins and folic acid, and it is also helpful to combat stress. Next slide, sir. So now my topic is herbal approaches. So what we have seen so far are going to be the common fruits and vegetables that we generally consume in our daily diet. So this is another one medicinal plant called ashwagandha. So here I think you can take home message. So what is ashwagandha? It is one of the medicinal plant. Researchers have found, they have carried out vast research, and they found that 300 milligram of this ashwagandha when taken twice a day for 2 months, that is 60 days, it was helpful to reduce the stress. So these are some of the research findings that I am presenting to you. Next slide. Next slide, sir. So how to use this ashwagandha? You can prepare as a tea. You can take it in the form of a capsule or a tablet, a liquid extract or a tincture, or even you can take it as a powder along with your food and beverages. So it is generally taken along with turmeric. When milk is mixed with this turmeric, we call it as a golden milk. And ashwagandha, when added to this golden milk, it is helpful to combat stress. Next slide, sir. So tulsi, this is a holy basil. In India, especially in South Indians, they have the regular practice of treating this as a holy material, so that this is called as a holy basil, and this is also going to be a powerful antioxidant, and it is a better drug to relieve against stress and also for relaxation purpose. Next slide. So what the researchers, the science has been telling us about this tulsi means, in 2012 they have carried out a study. They have subjected 158 individuals, and they found that it acts as a stress buster to come out of stress. So this tulsi, it is commonly found in our places, so we can have the regular practice of consuming this tulsi to come out of stress. Next slide. So how to use this tulsi as recommended for ashwagandha? So this tulsi can also be taken along in the form of tea and a part of cooking as a tablet or a capsule in the form of powder. And it also possesses anti-fertility effect. So some people should have a care on it. Next slide. So the other one stress buster drug is going to be lemon balm. So the name itself just tells us, yes, there are going to be the leaves, but why they are called so? Because the odor, the flavor, it is just resembling the lemon fruit. So it is called lemon balm. It belongs to the mint family, and this is also helpful to curb against stress and to improvise our mood. Next slide. And what the researchers have found about this lemon balm, in the year 2011 study, 20 adults are subjected, and they're given about 300 milligram of lemon balm twice per day for 15 days for half a month, and they found that their mood has been improvised. They have come out of their stress, anxiety. Next slide. So in what form we have to take the lemon balm? In the form of tea, in the form of tinctures or syrups. So we can prepare syrups out of it as a sweet preparation. We can also add it in cooking, baking, and also as infused water. By mixing it in hot water, we can just take it as such, so that it will helpful. The aroma will just improve our mood and come out of anxiety. Next slide, sir. So the last drug, the herb that I have just gone through the made literature survey is about this curcumin, which is an active constituent of turmeric. And in many of the food preparations, we just make use of curcumin. It is an active compound in the turmeric. And here also, they have found that it is helpful to relieve against stress and anxiety. And curcumin has been found to reverse harmful brain changes induced by chronic stress. I want to stress this point at this juncture. You can have in mind, yes, this curcumin is helpful against the harmful brain changes by means of chronic stress. So researchers suggest this curcumin. Next slide. Next. So what about the science that deals with this curcumin? They found that in a study in the year of 2016, 500 milligram of curcumin when taken twice daily, the people were come out of their stress, anxiety, and fatigue, and they have been boosted. They have become energetic by their studies. They have found out. Yes, sir. Next slide. So in what form we have to make use of this curcumin? It is generally effective to take safe doser, but I can say that it is not recommended, or no need to go in search of where is curcumin available, because in our daily preparations and food preparations itself, we are having the regular practice of taking turmeric, which is rich in curcumin. Anyhow, this is also recommended to take as isolated curcumin from commercial shops. We can get it and we can make use apart from having turmeric. Next slide. So I think I can conclude my slide. I hope why I've chosen this topic means due to this COVID-19 lockdown, many of us are undergoing stress every now and then. So I went in search of what are all the herbs that can be recommended and can be told to the participants. So I think I have given you some good examples. I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to speak in this conference. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure to have a good kind of paper presentation in our seminar.
Thank,
Well,
thank you, sir.
did anyone ask any kind of queries? Kindly ask to her. If anyone asks any kind of queries, means like all are academicians, so maybe the academicians may have some kind of pressure and they try to
Yeah,
overcome from their stress. So as
sure.
academicians, if anyone have any kind of queries, kindly ask to her. This is an open platform, so kindly if anyone wants to interact with her, kindly ask any kind of question to her. Well, ma'am, I have a small doubt. Like if you suggest a lot of things, means like by using fruits or by using some kind of herbal products to
Sure,
reduce our
sir.
stress levels.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though, why, ma'am, why students are facing so much of problem with this kind of stress and they are committed for suicides?
Yes, that's what, because the main problem that we are facing and that we are every day observing in the medias and all, even the celebrities, they are undergoing stress. All are because of some kind of, they are unable to share their feelings. So that is another one aspect. And also proper diet, food, sleep, that is proper rest. Everything should be in a balance, sir. Apart from this recommendations of medicinal plants, my suggestion is have enough food, make good friends, chat with them, discuss with them. So likewise, if we are going to just share our thoughts, we can come out of it to a greater extent. That is my suggestion, sir. So in
Ma'am,
addition to this, we have to also concentrate on these herbs also. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
ma'am. Well, I have another question. Like, as
Yes,
you
sir.
are an academician, you have
Yeah,
full kind of, means you have work stress, and you can
yeah,
manage your family as well as you were managing your career at a time, as you are a lady.
yeah.
So it's a
Right.
quite difficult for you to manage both things at a time, and the
Very true.
more stress even than a male, as a lady like you have lot
Yeah,
of stress, right? So
definitely.
what do you regularly do to overcome from this kind of stress in your regular life?
So the Yes, it's a good question. Thank you for asking me this question, sir. So, what is the thing is, first of all, we have to love our profession, be it as a work that we do at home or be it as an official work. First thing, we have to love our job. So, as I can give my example as a own. So, what I generally do is I love my profession. I love my teaching. So, I'm very much acquainted to that, so I don't have that much stress in my official work. When coming to home, so at the house there are many my family members, they just support me. So what my suggestion is, so being working women, they have to just come out of any kind, if they are going to face any kind of stress busters in their workplace, they have to just think about to just switch over to some other feasible environment so that they can continue. They will be able to manage both their personal life as well as their official life. So that is the thing. Once if we are not feasible with amicable with our workplace, we have to just switch over, and also we have to manage because we are all academicians, we are all learned persons, we know how to manage. So like we also undergo stress every now and then, but the other thing is we just know how to manage things. So in that way, we are just coming out of stress.
Well,
Hello.
we have a nice interaction with you, ma'am. I hope
Thank you.
uh, in soon, with your cooperation, we make a good session regarding with this stress management.
Sure, sure.
Because
Because I have made some more research, but since you gave me only 10 minutes time, I was able to just present to this extent, sir. If you give me some other opportunity in any other webinar, I will be very happy to share some more interesting materials with you.
yeah, definitely, ma'am. Because so many students are facing problem with this stress, and as well as
Yes,
so many of
sir.
employees or so many kind of peoples are mainly compressed with this stress, and they're committed for suicide. So I think we make some kind of better platform for creating a good kind of awareness program regarding this stress management. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having a good interaction with you. And Jennifer, thank you for your presentation. Well, coming to the